Good morning, students. We were listening to the story, that lesson number 6, Philemon and Baucis. Let's continue it. In the last part, we saw that there were couples, husband and wife. They used to stay in the hills, place named Greek, a foreign country. One day, two strangers come to their house, and the couples gave them eatable things. The village people didn't give anything to them, but this couple gave them many eatable things like bread, slices, milk to drink. But the strange thing happens here is that when these two strange people started eating, they touched the food changed to a gold, and when they drank the milk, as they go on drinking the milk, the glass will be filled automatically. So this was the miracle happened in the Philemon and Baucis hut. Let us see next what happens. These are very strange travelers, whispered the old couple to each other. They do wonderful things. Looking at this, the strange thing happening, both of them started talking, the old couples, and they said that some wonderful things are happening here. Next, page number 94. Philemon and Baucis saw that their feet were sore after walking barefoot. Baucis warmed the water and Philemon washed the feet. After having some eatable things after they ate, Philemon and Baucis saw that their feet were become very tired, and it was like dried, and it was red in color because they were walking barefoot without wearing slippers and all. So they warmed the water and they washed the Philemon washed the feet of those strangers there. At night, Philemon and Baucis gave the strangers their bed. Philemon said, "These poor people are tired. We must give them a bed." "Yes," said Baucis. So instead of sleeping on their own bed, Philemon and Baucis, that bed they gave to that strangers to sleep. They said that they are very tired. They are poor people. Let them sleep on our bed. Baucis said, "Yes." Philemon and Baucis slept upon the floor. Philemon was the husband and Baucis the wife. They both slept on the floor, and they told the strangers to sleep on the bed. In the morning, they went out to bid the travelers goodbye. They walked to the road with the stranger to see them off. So morning when they got up, they were ready to go away. They said goodbye to the travelers. They tell them see off. The couples went out and made them see off. They said goodbye to the travelers and they went away. "Now, good people," said one of the strangers, "we thank you, and whatever you wish shall be yours." So here what happens, the strangers came, and these couples were very good, and they treated strangers very helpfully. They gave them eatable things, they took care of them, they made the bed to sleep, and they said thank you to those strangers. And even the strangers said thank you to the couples. "Go to your home and be happy," said the other. As he said this, his face became like that of the sun. Philemon and Baucis knew at once that Zeus, the sun god, had spoken to them. So they felt that the strangers who had come were the sun god, like a god. They had come to their house, and they said that you always be happy, go to your home and stay happily. And their face would look like a sun, like a god. Here Zeus, the sun, means like a god. It looked like the face was been seen like a god there, the stranger's face. Philemon and Baucis walked home, taking these beautiful words of the strangers. They thought that even they are speaking to the god there. Listening to that, both the couples went back home, and they could not believe what they saw. Their hut was changed into a beautiful castle. So as they said goodbye to the travelers who had come, they spoke to them, they made them see off. Then when they came back to their hut, they saw that the hut was being changed into a beautiful castle, means beautiful house, a beautiful building. It was not a hut at all now. It was a nice home, a nice beautiful home They knew only gods could do such a miracle. So the hut was changed into a beautiful house. So that was the miracle done by those strangers, and they were the incarnation of the god. After that day, the milk in the pitcher never finished, nor did the food on the table. So after the visitors, the two strangers came house and went away. From that day, their house, the hut, the small hut was changed to a beautiful castle, beautiful big house, and even the milk which they used to have and the food which they have used to have, the couples never finished, and even the food was not finished. It was there forever. Forever and ever, the food was there at home, and even the milk was there at their home. So this was a beautiful thing, and a miracle thing happened to them because they took care of those two strangers which had come to their hut. So this was a story, a beautiful story, where we can see that if we help someone, in return we get a beautiful gift at all. It is not a waste of time and waste of money. So students, you just read the story. Put the heading Philemon and Baucis, lesson number 6, and the words which you feel difficult, the spellings of some those words, new words. You write the spellings like Greek, couple, Philemon, Baucis, gathered, field, pastures. Which word you won't know the spelling, you write new words and learn and by heart the words. Thank you. Have a nice day.